Okay, guys. Yeah, I like the little scissor thing at the beginning. Like I'm starting the scene. Alright, anyway. Wanted to say, this little Corsair, it's a really good plane. One thing I did want to point out, though, is I took my landing gear off because I can't get this thing to land without a bounce. And I think I'm decent at landing these little 800mm warbirds. I do a decent job on this one, but anyway. So I took the landing gear off because I broke the prop earlier today. Well, that was my fault. That was a bad takeoff, but I broke the prop. But anyway, what I've done is I've taped up the wings and the belly here a little bit. And I have just the front of the wings, just some regular old packing tape. And that protects it if you're belly landing. And so if you're going to belly land the plane, that's a really good idea to do that. You'll see a little bit of damage on my spinner. I flew with that and it's fine. Honestly, I broke it off myself. I don't know if I still have the little piece. Probably not. I don't know why I would keep it. So anyway. But this is a nice flying plane. And then I had some mishaps with this one. I broke another propeller, which is great because now I'm down to only one spare. I've got one on each plane. But as you notice, I also removed the landing gear on this one. That's because I had so much success landing this one on grass that I figured do the same with this. Plus, I'll go into my room here. Actually, no, it's right over here. Battery number 2. I think I'm going to toss battery number 2. Battery number 2 is pissing me off. Because that's the second flight on battery number 2 that I've charged it up. And it died within, I don't know, I think I was in the air maybe 3 minutes. I usually get 8 to 10 minutes on one of those little 800 milliamp batteries. And I try to fly less than that because I don't want to run them down too far. So, I mean, I can get 8 minutes, but I generally fly maybe 6. Because that's just generally a good idea for me. So I'd flown about 3 minutes, and I was coming in for a landing, and I didn't like the way it looked. And so I was going to give it full throttle and make another pass. Well, when I gave it full throttle, it was like quarter throttle if I actually had battery power. And that's after 3 minutes of flight. Because, I mean, it's cold outside and my fingers were getting cold. And I was kind of tired of flying. Because I'd already flown this on 2 batteries. And then this was the second battery with this one. I think I flew 8 minutes on the first battery. And no, I did not put the same battery back in. That's why I numbered my batteries. I had battery number 1 in this plane first. And then I switched it to battery number 2. And, well, battery number 2 is, well, basically, when you take a number 2, it means you're taking what battery number 2 is. It's and it pisses me off. So it basically ruined my plane. That's a lie. But it didn't do it any good. As you'll see here on the bottom of my wings, I got this all scuffed up. Right there. I cracked the cowling there. And I'm pretty sure that's out of stock on nitro planes. And even if it wasn't, I'm not gonna pay money. And honestly, I could pay money. It'd be like $1 maybe for this cowling, but I'd pay like 10 bucks shipping. So I'm definitely not doing that. I just taped it up, and hopefully it holds in my belly landings. So we'll see how that goes. But I figure belly landing, if I have any more issues with batteries, I'm basically flying over grass the entire time, so I can just set it down nice and gentle because it just glides in. Basically, I mean, for belly landing on this one at least, I haven't belly landed this one, but most of the time on my regular landings, I just glide it in most of the way, and then I just give it about an 1/8 throttle at the end just to get that flare nice and smooth and get a nice landing. So, I mean, I like landing this on pavement, but I don't think I'm going to anymore. But, on the Corsair, if you're going to belly land it, I know I already talked about taping it, but one of the main things you'll want to do is the first thing that's going to hit the ground, if you do it right, is going to be this front part of the wing where the bend is. And so all the way down the wing, I put tape. And that way, when I belly land it, it's just going to hit on that tape. It's not going to hit the foam. I'm not going to get a pine needle or piece of sharp grass or something jamming through my foam every time I land. And I honestly, my first belly landing with it, I have a whole field of grass, nice long, well, medium length grass. And it's nice and plush and cushioned and just come down on it nice and easy. And there's like one patch of dirt. Well, I came in for a landing, my first belly landing. What do you think I hit? That's right, you guessed it. I hit that patch of dirt. Right in the center of it. And so it wasn't the nicest, smoothest landing, but as you see, it's all in one piece. This is a prop I had on. It's a little dirty, but not too bad. I mean, I've wiped most of the dirt off, but this plane, it may be my new favorite. Although I can't blame the P-47 here. It's a good little plane. It's just that battery, stupid battery, pisses me off. But yeah, it should be in good shape. I could probably, well, if I had any batteries that were charged, I could probably fly it again tonight, but it's about 4:30, and by the time I get a battery done charging, it's going to be too dark to fly this one. I could still fly my Corsair if I wanted to, because it actually shows up better with that gull wing design. You can tell whether it's right side up or upside down a lot easier, and you can see it better when it's facing you. So it's actually an easier plane to see. This one gets out of your sight really quickly, and sometimes when you're coming directly at yourself, you can't tell. You can't even see the plane, or at least I can't. That's if you're flying really far away. So anyway, I don't know what I'm doing with this rubber band. It's one of my rubber bands from my bomb drop experiment, which actually worked. Skybus didn't, but the bomb drop did. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else to say on this. It's sort of a Corsair review. I'll probably put it in that section. But this slow speed is good. High speed is excellent. High speed could not be better. I did some nice full speed passes into the wind, and the thing was going decent speed. And the P-47's a little faster, but this thing is not lacking, and it's got plenty of power. I did full speed passes into the wind, and then just pulled straight back and just shot straight up. And I'm gonna have to say, I think it has basically unlimited vertical. I just went straight up, 2-cell 800 milliamp LiPo, and I'm just going straight up, and it did not stop. And then I cut throttle and I did a stall turn, but it went up as far as I was willing to take it, and so great little plane here. Yeah, I think I'll leave Goofy in there. Like I said, I could cut him out from the bottom. Show you, see, I got that little circle there where you could cut him out. But I think I'll leave Goofy in there because he looks kind of cool when he's sitting there, as long as you're far enough back that you can't tell what his face looks like. But another nice thing about this plane, a lot of prop clearance on those belly lands because of that wing design. This sticks down lower than on the P-47 or any normal plane for that matter, and so you can spin the prop all the way to there, and that's when it hits. And generally you're going to come in with your nose up a little bit if you do it right, and that'll make your landing even better and less prop hitting. When I landed it in the nice medium length grass, it didn't even hit the ground. Didn't even hit the ground. So thanks for watching. Review on the Corsair and a little bit of stuff about P-47s and terrible batteries. Terrible battery over there. See it? It gets to sit in the corner. Not really a corner, but it gets to sit there anyway. I don't even know if I'll charge it. I'm probably just going to throw it away. Well, you're not supposed to throw away LiPos, so I'll dispose of it properly. We'll say that. But either way, it's garbage in my mind. So, Corsair, good plane. I should stop saying that because I've said it 1,000 times now. I love hyperboles so that I can wildly exaggerate on the amount of times that I've said this is a great plane. It's a great plane, guys. Trust me, it's a great plane. Great plane. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to keep saying that till people start subscribing. I've got 9 subscribers right now, and I'm very happy with all my 9 subscribers. Thank you very much, because you took the time to click that yellow button on my channel and there's a lot of people watch my videos and they don't subscribe, and that's fine. I'm not like a high quality channel, but I think I make pretty good videos. And you may say that's arrogant, but I don't find it arrogant. What I try to do in my videos is show you guys stuff that maybe the Nitro Planes people don't, so that you can get a better idea of whether or not the plane is something you want to buy. I did try to get a flight video on this earlier today. That's when I was trying to take off and land with landing gear. Takeoffs are a pain with this if you've got landing gear. If you don't have landing gear, what you do is I gave it full down trim, and by down trim I mean I put this trim all the way down to the bottom, okay? And then I put full throttle and just chucked it. That way, even if you get a bad toss, it's going to be angled up. And that tended to work. And then once I got it in the air, I was able to get the trim to right about there, which is just a little below center. And it was flying straight and level. Inverted was outstanding, guys. It inverted, whoa, this thing flies almost as good inverted as it does right side up. It's amazing how good this thing is inverted. Tony on Nitro Planes said the roll rate was way too high on this, which had me putting my aileron leads, not leads, push rods farther, or for less deflection than I normally would. But in my opinion, this plane if you put it on the middle and on the middle, on the ailerons, middle hole on the servo, middle hole on the control horn, that is pretty much perfect. I know it was either my unboxing or my build review, or build tips, whatever I called it. I don't even remember. But I believe I said that it should be right in front of this panel line. This forwardmost panel line. I said it should be right in front. That's wrong. Put it right on that panel line. That forwardmost panel line. Put it right on there. And it balances out so good. I couldn't be happier with it. It's just perfectly level on mine. Yours may be a little different based on how Airfield glued it and just some other different factors. Like, these servos aren't always going to be in the exact same spot. They might be a little bit forward, a little bit back, and that'll change where your center of gravity is going to be. But I didn't have to add any nose weight. I just put the 800 LiPo as far forward as it would go on the stock setup. I mean, foam, I didn't have to cut any foam. I just stuck it as far forward, which probably the back of it goes to right about there. That's just a guess. It might go up to here. I don't know. But either way, you push it as far forward, and you take a little piece of foam that I'm going to try to get out of here. There we go. Tape on the batteries. Great idea. But yeah, I put a nice long piece of foam, and it goes in there like this, which I guess putting the battery, I guess the back of the battery is probably up in here then, which would make sense. And then you put a nice long piece of tape on your battery, and that way you can pull it out without yanking on the wires, and it does a really nice job. Flies great on half throttle, full throttle, quarter throttle. I didn't really do a whole lot of, but it was all right on it. I mean, you could stay in the air if you work at it. You're gonna have to do a lot of rudder and counter aileron if you want to stay in the air, but that's basically it. I mean, I've got way too many good things to say about this plane to put in this video. I could keep going and going and going. I already said I was done earlier when I was telling you guys to subscribe and stuff. Speaking of which, still subscribe. Do it. It's a good thing to do. But yeah, if I kept talking about this plane, I would have a video that was over an hour long. That's how many good things I can think of saying about this. It's as good and maybe better than the 750mm P47. I gotta come up with something bad to say about it. Okay, well, landing with landing gear is terrible, and takeoff with landing gear is not the easiest thing in the world. It's one of the more difficult planes to take off and land with landing gear. That's why I'm belly landing. One more thing that maybe some of you think is a bad thing. I don't consider it one, and it could have been just the wind. But I've heard that Corsairs have a tendency to have a little bit of a tail waggle when they fly through the plane. This one has that. And for me, it just adds to the uniqueness of this plane. I don't even know if that's a word. Uniqueness? Uniquity. I know that's not a word. But yeah, it makes this plane more unique. And honestly, it doesn't affect the way it flies as long as you're on top of it. I mean, it doesn't cause it to bank or anything. It just waggles a little bit, and it's just kind of cool looking. Helps you. It actually helps me tell which way the plane is going, actually. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, whatever you guys do. Go ahead and do that, and leave an amusing comment for me. I like amusing comments. Try to get the most likes on your comment. That's always fun. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Or you'll see me in my next video. Maybe. If I show my face. Doubtful. Don't count on it. Subscribe! Son of a... Gosh dang.